Ms. Stevenson. Mayor Pressing.
Here. First item is the minutes of the previous meeting, April 2nd, 2012.
I'll move approval.
Motion by Roberts, seconded by Smythe. Any additions or corrections? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries. The committee to verify bills. Carol Elliott.
To pay in May, and those bills already paid in April, we have a total town fund of $64,674.76, and a general assistance fund $51,788.90. And I will point out in the town fund bills include around $12,000 to be paid out for flood-related damages that we will get reimbursed for. There's some miscommunication on whether the insurance company was paying Rose Heating and Air Conditioning and ServPro directly, and they hadn't, so we're paying them, and we're going to get reimbursed.
This is for the township building?
Yes, yeah, it's all
Okay.
due to the basement flooding.
Okay.
And the other large expense in town fund is our annual insurance premium that we're paying as well.
Oh, any questions for Carol on the town fund or the general assistance fund?
I'll make a motion that we accept the town fund and the general assistance fund as indicated.
Second.
Okay, motion by Roberts, seconded by Lewis. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries. Reports of officers.
I have none.
Does the assessor have a report? Okay. Petitions and communications. I don't think I have any for the township. Is there anyone who would like to address the town board? Okay. Any old business? Under new business, designation of the tentative budget for fiscal 2012-2013. Carol Elliott, Township Supervisor.
Okay, this is the first draft of the budget for fiscal 2012-2013. This needs to be designated as a tentative budget so that we can publish a notice for hearing, hopefully to be held in July, and have the final budget ready for adoption at that time. The numbers in this will change by the time it gets to July, mostly because we'll know more of what our final expenses for the current fiscal year will be, which will change the beginning balances. And also I wanted to point out that in the budget document where we have beginning balances, it's based on spending the current budget in its entirety, which won't happen, so those numbers will change. And also to keep in mind of the amounts budgeted for the Carl repayment, because we won't, it's unlikely we'll be paying anything before the end of the fiscal year, so that's going back into next year's budget with an increased amount. So the final draft will have different beginning balances, taking into consideration what we spend and take in prior to that. And also there's a typographic error on page 4 in the budget and appropriation ordinance, that it's the end of the fiscal year is actually June 30th, 2013. Most of the personnel increases I put in my letter within the budget. IMRF increases, or IMRF contributions are going up. Health insurance, we usually assume will go up about 10%. Salaries, the elected officials will go up approximately 30%. And nothing really has changed a whole lot other than the personal allowances and medical care. We're still looking at budgeting at a high rate, because even though those expenses seem to, or the caseload seem to go down somewhat, it's shot back up and then back down again. As far as social service funding, I put in $100,000 at this point, which is where it was 2 years ago. The original, or the additional $18,000 last year was a one-time, I think, thing. You know, it's not to say it couldn't be increased a few $1,000s more, but $100,000 is the amount I'm sticking to right now, unless the board wants to do anything else with it. And we'll also be looking at the final amended budget next month for the current fiscal year, and then the final of this budget in July, hopefully.
Okay. Any questions for Carol? Charlie?
Yeah, Carol, one of the things I was hoping to see on tonight's agenda was a separate discussion of web presence for the township, and maybe we can take that up some more next time. But in the meantime, you, Phyllis, others, our city staff, whatever, start thinking about how to do this. But obviously the budget is something that should be on that.
Right.
And a clear way to find township-related items in the current city website. Or at least get started on something in that direction over the next month. That'd be great.
Okay.
And then have it on our next agenda.
The tentative budget, I was going to have them post after it was designated, but I don't know if that, it's how, exactly at what point you want information on there, just if it's for a meeting.
Well, we had talked about, I know Phyllis had some other minutes and stuff, and we were trying to figure out a better way. So anyway, just get started. I just want to get staff started thinking about how to include township items on the city website in a way that's easy to find. And one obvious thing would, of course, we want to include this as this tentative budget should be put out there as
Yeah, and the other budgets are on there too. It's I had not put this one on yet. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then if we could take it up in July,
Sure.
that'd be great. Thanks.
Anyone else? Is there a motion to accept the tentative budget?
I'll move the approval of the designated tentative budget for 2012-13.
Motion by Roberts, seconded by Smythe. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries. I don't believe we have any further business, so this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.